Yo, what's going on, guys? We're back with the third and final aggregate mock draft, as I am somebody who waits till February to start doing his own research on the draft. Right now, I have, been procuring my information, the players that I want to start doing. This is my fifth year doing NBA draft coverage. And so far, we've only made about 3 videos on the NBA draft, and they've been aggregate mock drafts provided by HoopsHype. And this is why, the reason why I've done this is I think it's been too early to really do draft prospects where I think it's perfect, because now in February, we've gotten 2/3 of the college season. We've gotten 2/3 of professional leagues. I don't like doing anything earlier because I need at least more than half of the season tape to make accurate assumptions on these players. But these aggregate mock drafts, what they do is they combine 9 mock drafts from ESPN, The Athletic, Bleacher Report, NBA Draft.net, Sports Illustrated, CBS Sports, Yahoo, Basketball News, US Today's for the win, and then HoopsHype gathers from multiple NBA executives their insights on the first round picks, and then these ranks reflect a composite score to get a feel for the overall consensus, not their own opinion. For example, if a player was the first pick on a publication's mock draft, he received 60 points. If he was a second overall pick, 59 points, and so on. When then tabulated, the total amount of points is the score for each player's consensus ranking. So I just thought Alberto De Roa did a really good job at doing this, and I believe Mike Scotto has a hand in this. So I think this is just a really good mock draft. And next week we'll have about 3 prospects a day. I do about 80 prospects scouting profiles, and then I do about 30 other videos regarding the best defensive players, best shooters, etc. And then I do some mocks. So let's get right into it. Of course, number 1 is Victor Wembanyama. All right, Victor Wembanyama. Do we even have to get it? He's the best player in France right now, best player in the professional league at 19. This guy has so much talking about him. They gave him, what, over here? I don't know if they put the consensus score, but I guess it. They didn't put his consensus score, but he's been an absolute dog. Second, Scoot Henderson. If you haven't been following Scoot Henderson, understand that Scoot Henderson, basically any other draft, he'd be the number 1 pick. All right, and he's an absolute dog, and he's gotten better. And he's been getting good. And he had that huge dunk and went viral. It's been fun to watch him play. Amen Thompson, they're saying he's a more athletic and maybe even a higher ceiling than Ben Simmons, a point guard who doesn't have a good jump shot, but man, can he play. And for me, I just think he's somebody that will definitely go 3rd overall. I do think there's another player. Like, for me, the 3rd best player in this draft is Anthony Black. I'm a huge Anthony Black fan. He is one of my favorite players in this draft. At 4, they have Brandon Miller. He's considered one of the more pro-ready, the best shooter in this draft class. Guy is, oh my God, has a strap, can shoot anywhere on the floor. He's going to be good. And a lot of people are saying he'd probably end up on the Pistons or something. He's a good fit there. Asar Thompson, like his brother, but he's just athletic as his brother. The difference is his brother's a point guard. Asar is the wing. Because they've been playing so long together, they both play, like 2 different roles. And Asar is more the wing. He's a better shooter and less as a playmaker, but he can still playmake like his brother, but not as great. Cam Whitmore, he had a slow start to the year, but he's starting to pick up pace. He's the perfect modern-day power forward. He can guard, 1 through 4, maybe even some 5s. He can shoot the ball, he can rebound, he can defend. He's kind of everything. Playing at Villanova, he's going to be somewhat fundamentally sound coming into the NBA. Now, we'll move on to Nick Smith. I'm a little bit lower on Nick Smith. I think Anthony Black is the more exciting Arkansas guy. I'm just scared about Nick Smith's knee, but Nick Smith is a straight bucket getter, and he's going to be able to score buckets, especially if that knee holds up. Next up, we got right here Keontae George. He's also a bucket getter, and going to Baylor, he's a better defender arguably than Nick Smith, but he has been a little bit inefficient, but he is bigger than Nick Smith. I do like Keontae George. Again, coming from Baylor, we know he's arguably going to be a bit more fundamentally sound and a better defensive player than Nick Smith at this level. Anthony Black, 6'7", point guard. This guy is the Josh Giddey, the LaMelo Ball, the Tyrese Halliburton of this draft class. This is the guy that next year, when we're here, we're going to be like, how did Anthony Black fall to 7? How did Anthony Black fall to the end of the top 10? This guy can do everything. He can hit the three-point shot. He can pass. He can dribble. He can defend. I don't know why not everyone wants him as like the third pick of the draft. And yes, I know defensively he's solid and the jump shot needs to improve, but dude, a lot of people are comparing him to Tyrese. I love it. My boys really like Cassam Wallace. I'm not super sold on Cassam Wallace. I think he's got a really high floor, but I think he has a low ceiling as being, an average starting level point guard, but an elite backup point guard. I see him, he's long, he's got size, he's 6'4", and he's shooting the ball well. He's playing good defense. Some people compare him to, Marcus Smart. I think he's just closer to his finished product. Jarace Walker is a guy who's a undersized big guy, 6'8", and he's really good defensively. I do see him as a better version of Jared Vanderbilt if we had to give a comparison, and I think Jared Vanderbilt isn't even a good comparison. I think Jarace Walker could be like Isaiah Stewart, but I just get scared, will there be an offensive game? Grady Dick, this is too high. I go to the University of Kansas, which, whoa, oh, here we go. I don't know how this fell, but I go to KU, all right? I got a lot of KU beer here, and I love Grady Dick, but let's be honest. You want to hear something about Grady Dick? Grady Dick is Kevin Huerter. Grady Dick is a bigger version of Kevin Huerter, which is not bad. Kevin Huerter is a great basketball player. Grady Dick is the larger version of Kevin Huerter. I would rather take Grady Dick between 13 and 19 instead of 12, all right? I really wouldn't take him in the lottery. G.G. Jackson, I freaking love this guy. I think he's a lottery pick. Yes, I know, he's one of the youngest guys. He's 18 years old. He won't turn 19 until December. But goddamn, what he's doing for South Carolina, I know he's on a bad team. But Jett Howard, arguably one of the best shooters in this class, right behind Brandon Miller. He's putting up stats. He's a shooting guard at 6'8", dude. Good player. Kel'el Ware, he's showing some ability to, score, shoot. I think it's definitely interesting to see he's a shot blocking guy who can shoot a little bit, and I think he's good. He's falling outside. He's only playing 19 minutes a night. He can block shots. He's shooting 30% from three. I'll see a team that wants a 3-and-D big guy, and people are saying he's Willie Cauley-Stein with a three-point shot. Chris Murray is Keegan Murray's twin brother. He's like basically Keegan Murray, but not as good and left-handed. Derek Whitehead, his stock has fallen. 6'6" wing. He suffered a fracture and 6'7", 220. He's got size. Somebody will take him. They'll like his size going into the NBA. Oh, Ryan Rupert's my favorite international prospect from New Zealand. He's 6'6". Dude, this guy, 7'3" wingspan, on ball. Can hit like this guy, 6'7", 7'3" wingspan. His floor is like OG Anunoby or something, okay? This guy's going to be one of the best defensive players, one of the best two-way players in the league. This guy should be a lottery pick. Taquavian Smith, he's a guy who's shooting like 10 three-pointers a game, averaging 18 points, can play defense, would have been a first-round pick last year, comes back and is going to be a first-round pick this year. Absolute dog. He's probably going to follow the same vein as, Tyrese Maxey and Emmanuel Quickley. Not saying that they're similar players, but, there's 6'3", 6-foot guards. Maxwell Lewis is my friend Luke's favorite player out of Pepperdine. He's a 6'7" sniper, okay? 18 points a night, and he's a good passer. And yeah, he could get, he's basically a younger version, a little bit smaller of Kessler Edwards, but better. Bryce Sensabaugh, right? Sensabaugh. I don't know much about him, but he seems like he's a good defensive two-way guy, and he's 235 pounds, and he could play power forward in the NBA. Kyle Filipowski, he's just basically, a three-point shooting big. We don't know if the defense will be able to translate. Dylan Mitchell is an athletic, wing, 6'7". I could see him falling like a Troy Brown Jr. route. Leonard Miller, former point guard who turned 6'10", and now he's an absolute freak of nature, and he's going to be someone fun to watch. Jordan Hawkins, he's a guy who plays for UConn. He's a wing. Ever since James Bouknight, I'm questioning wings out of there. Taylor Hendricks, dude, this guy's an animal out of UCF, shooting 6'9", okay? Like, this guy could either be like if he gets bigger, he could be like Chris Boucher at power forward, or he's going to be a guy who's going to be like Jalen McDaniels, in my opinion. Marcus Sasser, great defensive guy, a little bit older. Colby Jones, a do-it-everything guy. I could see him coming in and having like maybe an impact similar to, I think Herb Jones maybe. like a smaller Herb Jones. Derek Lively, big name center who's kind of struggled but gone down. And Noah Clowney out of Alabama. He's a guy that like he can play small ball center. It's fun. I think these are all good guys. Let me hear your thoughts down below. Peace out.